What's up, everybody? Welcome to take 2 of episode 190 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Mecha Stardew Valley, Chris Montepano.
I don't know nothing about no fighting games.
We got the most degenerate squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Put him in a blender, hit him with the DP.
And we got Madrid, the Race Durag, Madrid Devon.
Shouts out to the fighting games.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to talk about EVO 2022 and all of the top 8, all the games featured. We're going to really get in there with the top 8 we were able to watch. We're going to cover all the announcements. We're going to talk about Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak and the new update bringing all the new monsters. We're going to talk about the Georgia Game Developers Association and their live events. And we're going to talk about Diofeild Chronicles. There was no Brawlhalla representation at EVO.
No.
I saw
Multiverse took over.
Rivals of Aether. I saw some
rival
and
schools?
there was,
Who?
so I tuned into the
wish.
PlayStation. PlayStation, they had like their EVO lounge thing they were doing where it was like a bunch of panels and talks and shit. And there was like a
Did they have hookah?
what? Is that?
You said lounge. When I
They
hear
called
lounge,
it
I
the
think
EVO
hookah.
Lounge. That was the name. Like,
Honestly, you've been in Atlanta for way
right.
too long.
If that's the only lounge you've been to, I'm sorry. We got to go to a lounge.
And I bet that's just gonna have hookah in it.
In Atlanta,
Yeah.
more than likely.
Exactly. I'm not wrong.
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying, Vegas need to catch up.
It does. Well, I don't know. Actually,
Vegas apparently was changing people out here in EVO. Vegas,
Vegas, nothing will make you feel broker than fucking going to Vegas. Swear to God.
I don't know. I felt rich in Vegas.
you were drunk.
Depends on.
I was.
Yeah,
I got free
that-
drinks and then was still winning money. So, I mean,
What
there's ups and
what
downs.
casino did you go to? Were you
Caesar's
at the
Palace.
Aria? Were you at the Hard Rock?
Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace?
Uh-huh.
That sounds awesome. That legit sounds sick.
I don't think I've been to the casino. I don't think I've spent an extended period of time inside of that casino.
I purely went to Caesar's Palace because it was rated the best.
You wanted a
buffet.
pizza?
Yeah, I was about to
I
say
mean,
it
straight up,
because
the best buffet was in
Like,
Caesar's Palace, and that's
straight
why
up.
the fuck I was there. Like, I didn't give a shit about gambling. I was there for the food. I'm trying to eat all of the crab legs that I can possibly get.
Yo, we went to Gordon Ramsay Burger when we were there. That shit fucking slapped. Boy, I don't know if it was like I was the perfect level of crossfaded as well. And I literally didn't feel like I existed out inside of my body, but I felt more like an ethereal being. And that burger brought me back to the real world.
I've been hearing a lot.
And soaked
that-
up all that alcohol I was drinking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The
I've been
drone
hearing-
shots were weird. Did anybody else see the
Cologne
drone
shots?
No, the
Drone shots in Evo?
Yeah, there were drone shots of like the outside of the building they were in, and I was like, "Why
Oh.
is it?" It was like real random. They
They
Is it
paid
like
for that
trying to
fucking
do,
drone,
like-
so they
Here's
gotta
a
use
drone
it.
shot because it was sponsored by Sony, and they were all using all Sony cameras, and it was like a bit of like. This might have been part of the Evo Lounge also, but there was a lot of every time they showed a camera on camera, it was a Sony camera. Every single time.
Were they
They
were
were-
Sony hookahs too?
Sony hookahs. There were Sony PlayStations and Sony End Zone monitors.
It's the clearest smoke.
Just the finest smoke on a Sony hookah.
Right. It's blue.
4K.
Do you want your smoke in
HDR
4K?
These
Team
teams
40p.
big ray trace.
It's a third-person action adventure hookah where you play as.
You have 3 skill trees.
Oh shit.
You have
And they'll
stealth.
be coming to PC
You
in
have
2
power, and you have like attack,
it-
defense, and
years. And is that a fucking dragon?
Is that a fucking dragon?
This isn't exactly Atlanta, but there's a hookah lounge at Evo.
You know, Vegas.
This is my
Atlanta,
skill tree, and these are actual perks.
It's nowhere near.
What realm were they in? In God of War?
Midgar.
Midgar,
You got to extend to
Midgar and
Loudgar.
Atlanta are not mutually exclusive. You know, like you can be in Atlanta and be in Midgar, but you could also be in Midgar and not be in Atlanta. It's like Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia is Midgar.
Yeah.
If you're in Atlanta, you're in
No
Georgia.
Sumner.
But you
No
can be
Sumner.
in Georgia without being in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot
And
of
according
Georgia.
to Pimp C, Atlanta is not the South.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I was like, all right, Pimp
I
C.
mean, you're going a little too far.
Sorry, I
I
love
thought
that.
Florida wasn't the South.
Yeah,
Florida is an amalgamation. It
Florida's
really, like,
its own
I've seen
animal.
people propose swapping Florida with Italy, and I'm here for
Oh yeah, I'm with it.
Like, okay. Yeah. I'm here.
Chris,
I mean,
would you be
shit.
down?
I would be so down. I'd be like, fuck, what am I, 5 hours from Italy? That's so lit.
We're terrified.
No.
Get in the
We're
robot.
just
We're
gonna physically
terraforming, boys.
swap places.
it. We're just wake up one day and they're like,
Just
oh,
land in Yoshi, rip Florida off. And we're like,
If we learn nothing from Evangelion, let us learn. Shinji got in the robot and ended up terraforming the planet. So,
Well, him getting in a robot didn't necessarily solve his problems.
I'm not
It's
saying
just
it's going
gonna
to solve
if
our
you're
problems.
wrong,
I'm
If you're
just
not in the
saying.
right mental state when you get into that robot, you're gonna fuck shit up worse. That's
Right.
what that whole series is about.
Yeah.
That
or you'll
robot
just
is
get
a
your economy
metaphor for
stripped from
life.
you, which is messed up in its own way.
It's,
Yeah.
Yup,
it's a
there's
metaphor
that
for
too.
adulthood.
Damn.
That and Fully Cooley is like,
Yeah.
Gynax was in their fucking Duffy with existential dread and growing
Right.
up.
I'm glad like I was already grown enough for these things because I could see being real differently fucked up, maybe a little bit more well adjusted. Who knows?
Oh no, as a
No,
kid, I did
I-
not understand.
No,
I
it was just
remember
badass.
I was like maybe 11, 12 when Fooly Cooley came out.
I watched Fully
And
Cooley
it kind of fucked me
up.
up, but I didn't know why.
It
Right.
did,
If
yeah,
that
it
makes
didn't
sense.
necessarily fuck me up, but I was just like, I don't know what
there's
this
something like-
is.
I feel like I'm learning a lesson, but I'm not supposed to learn that lesson.
You know what fucked me up? Paranoia Agent.
Yo,
Satoshi Kon?
yo,
Oh my
I wanna
god!
understand.
yo. How
Really?
that fucked me up. That fucked me up.
You should
Like the-
watch it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
I don't
Pretty
know
much
where
this
the
town
fuck
is
it
being
is.
attacked by this menace known as Shonen Bad.
Little-
This little boy's just
little
running around
slugger?
smack. Yep, little slugger, just running around hitting people in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
Heard.
And it's about all the chaos that it's caused by that.
Manifestation.
All right.
Right.
Did we?
You've
were talking
definitely
about
seen that
Evo,
character before.
right? Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
I mean, now I'm looking at Evo and I'm looking at the top 8 for Street Fighter. And so,
8 at 8.
for the uninitiated, we lost 20 minutes of talking about Evo, so we're going to try and re-encapsulate it. The hype is still here. The hype is alive, people. Evo,
Right,
fighting
so
games are
Evo.
in the air. Dragon
Day
Ball,
numero uno.
Day numero uno.
Numero.
We'll start with numero uno.
The
That
top,
is-
it starts like dick on the table. Skullgirls top 8 right
Well,
there.
no, it was
Full
Multi Blood
fucking circle.
before that. Multi Blood was
Oh
the
really?
warm-up.
Oh yeah, shit.
Melty Blood was so like yeah, I left my house towards the like semifinals of Melty Blood, came back,
Friday was a blur.
settled in, and then yeah, Friday just happened around me, and it was fighting games.
I was so happy to be off. I was just like, yo, let's go.
Friday during the day, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax on PS4 and PC got rollback. It's just like they said it was coming in summer, and they were just like, it's Evo, happy birthday. And there was like news about Samurai Showdown's getting rollback. And there were a few, like Marie, the final Skullgirls character of Character Pass 1. They announced that she's coming to Skullgirls. They have to announce Character Pass 2. Like...
Oh, they're going to. With the success of Character Pass 1, they're going to.
Yeah. It's just really weird, because Skullgirls, this is 10 years of Skullgirls. I should have worn my 10 years of Skullgirls shirt. I don't know why I put on the Spider-Man shirt. I was like, it's a video game shirt. But in retrospect, I probably should have worn my Skullgirls 10-year shirt.
Just wear it next week.
Yeah. But I remember Skullgirls coming out my senior year. We were at a trip to Universal, and like I think Juwan had his PS3, and I had bought Skullgirls digitally, and we downloaded it. And Trashboat from the Discord, we were like staying in this hotel near Universal, and I remember he came in there. We were playing it. He beat the living shit out of all of us, and then left.
Sounds about Trash Boat.
Yep.
Just disappeared into the void.
Yeah, this
Your move wasn't plus on block. It just vanishes. I don't know what the fuck I just said. I don't know what that means, but
you just summoned a demon, but it's all good.
That means your move has plus advantage frames on block, meaning it's safe to use when your opponent is blocking.
The amount of things. So one of the things we got, one of the big announcements we got is the first character of season 2 of Guilty Gear Strive is Bridget. And
yo, I'm hyped. I've been wanting Bridget
Guilty
back.
Gear,
that was my dog.
Guilty Gear is out here, so I still don't know the stats on this, and I don't think I want to know the stats.
Fucking love Guilty Gear.
But Guilty Gear Strive has sold over 1 million copies. That was one of their big announcements going into the weekend. And
it's about to sell another one in 2 days.
I'm ready for the smell of the game, but
I've been listening to nothing but that soundtrack all weekend.
Daisuke! Like, it'll by this time next year.
Why is Daisuke just the fucking GOAT like this? Like, character designs, gameplay, the music, the batshit story.
Oh my god! And it's all about characters striving for self-actualization. It's great. It's great. It's even motivating. It's even motivating.
Guilty Gear.
Because Bridget in Guilty Gear XX or Midnight Carnivore, Accent Core, they went by, she went by he was like, yeah, I'm still a guy, but like, I'm a femboy. And now Bridget's like, you know what? I'm trans. I'm a girl.
Yeah.
And fucking Gold Lewis is like, all right, cowgirl. I reckon you're right.
Gold Lewis, like, we were looking at, me and Madrid were looking at the DLC, and the DLC for this game is so fucking ridiculous. Because, like, we have biking, we have legit Guilty Gear stuff, and then we have
biking, Happy Chaos, Gold Lewis Dickinson.
Gold Lewis Dickinson.
And his
just
stage.
A retired Chad.
No, he's the Secretary of Defense. He's the doggone Secretary of Defense.
He's a Secretary of Defense, a cryptid keeper, and just fucking from Texas. And of course, there's the stage, the new White House.
Yeah. It's like the new White House is under construction, and that's his stage. Like, this game, yeah.
Guilty Gear is special.
Yeah, it does all, because I remember they had, like, the Abraham Lincoln looking dude in Street Fighter, but I feel like Gold Lewis Dickinson is just like that, but better in every way.
Oh, yeah. G. Oh, basically G.
Is it G? I probably couldn't name more than half of the Street Fighter 5 characters.
I don't remember.
Wait, say it. What was the question again?
It don't matter.
The character that's basically Abraham Lincoln in Street Fighter V. What is his name?
G.
The president of the world.
The
G.
president of the world. I remember I was like, this is a
that's
shit post. I was like, this is hilarious. But then Gold Lewis Dickinson came out, and what was the other guy's name? It wasn't Leroy.
Leroy Johnson?
Leroy Smith?
Leroy Smith?
Yeah, oh, it was
Leroy
Leroy.
Williams.
I was like, oh, it's not Leroy, but it's Leroy Smith.
Leroy Jones.
Oh my god.
Those are like the big five black family and the black houses. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
look it up. It's like the Gojo family, the Kamui family. Look it up.
the Zenin clan.
They got their own curse techniques. Nah, they're bums.
Don't speak ill of the dead, all right?
Monkey got them right.
Ran the score. Like, the amount of times we
Spoilers.
It's fine. Nobody, like, it's a throwaway line. If somebody... never mind.
All I'm saying, related, slightly unrelated, but also related. Arxis said they want to do a new IP. They just need to go ahead, crank that 2v2 JJK game. Fucking cut out the middleman. No arena fighter. No.
They said One Piece.
I'll take a One Piece.
They said they wanted One
fucking piece me. One fucking piece me, baby. God damn.
Yeah. So the
One Piece is peak right now.
The interesting thing, Guilty Gear sold 1 million. Guess how much Dragon Ball FighterZ sold? The inferior mechanically.
5?
Like 10, 15 mil? Like
8
people were
million.
not surprised. It's Dragon Ball.
Not surprised.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah,
so imagine.
This is what people have been wanting from Dragon Ball.
Arc System Works has gone on the record, and they said a few other properties, but the property that I'm rallying behind, just as a weeb at heart, is One Piece. I got my One Piece volume 100. I'm gonna do this for video viewers.
Fucking One Piece is going crazy right now.
One Piece volume 100. This is the only volume of One Piece I own. It's 100 volumes in.
And you
That's
started
Luffy
with
with the
100?
Wings of the Pirate King.
Oh man.
And Robin, I think.
It's I want to call him Yamamoto, but I know it's not Yamamoto. Yamato? Okay. I think the one that deserves to be the final Straw Hat. I understand why it can't happen because that's the thing. I've been so surrounded by people who are just caught up in One Piece that at this point I know One Piece way too well for how little I've read. I mean, I also know, I don't know the minutia, but I also understand, like...
That's what you think. And I promise you don't.
I'm aware. That's why I will be...
Thinking you know One Piece is your first mistake. If a One Piece fan tells you otherwise, don't trust them.
I need to close all these random fighting game wiki pages I have open so I can get these top 8 up. So, the games, just to list out the games that we had Guilty Gear Strive. These are main stage games that had top 8 on like twitch.tv/evo, like the main channel. We had Guilty Gear Strive, Street Fighter V Champion Edition, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Melty Blood Type Lumia, Skullgirls Second Encore. Did anybody watch Mortal Kombat 11?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Yeah, all of us completely missed Mortal Kombat 11.
I had it pulled up because it was on main stage. I flipped over to it a couple times, but I think I was mainly watching, I was mainly flipping between Guilty Gear and Fighters at that point.
I pretty much I had main stage up, and I had periodically the place, like the Evo Lounge up, and
The Hookah Lounge.
But there was a game that was on there that was just like, why?
Yeah, like Mortal Kombat's cool, but I don't find it like super entertaining to watch. It's
decent to watch. I feel like it would have been a better watch than Grand Blue Fantasy, and I watched.
Honestly, any of those other games are better than watching Grand Blue Fantasy. But shouts out to the guy that won. When they were lining people up, like I think they called him third, and he missed his spot, and then came up last. And you can look this dude in the eyes and tell that he was like either super tired, exhausted, or just fucking blazed out of his mind.
Let me see, because I have the Grand Blue Fantasy versus the winner, Gamera.
Yeah,
Gamera?
And I remember we were all like, "Yo, this dude's going all the way." And then he was on the winner's side, fucking lost.
Yeah. So
we were like, oh, maybe
first
he don't
match
got that dog
was Ren versus Tororo, and Tororo beat Ren 2-0. And then it was Taco versus Gamera, and Gamera loses 0-2. And then
in a completely unconvincing manner.
Right. Disappeared.
And then he got a Red Bull.
Appeared. Because we were joking. We're like, bro's high. And then they're going to cut to him like one more time, like to show him losing on the stage. Because like every single time it'd be like a shot of the fighters, like them setting up, shaking hands. And then it'd go into the game. And then occasionally it would like cut to, they'd do their button test. It would have all the sponsors at the bottom. Then it would go back in and just show the fighting. And then at the end, they would show like either the winner celebrating, like the loser congratulating the winner, like something like an exchange like that. I'm expecting to see Gamera like do something, and Gamera just gone completely, absolutely not on the stage anymore, just not there. Like controller unplugged, whatever, gone. So then Gamera comes back, like falls into losers, beats Kamiki C 2-0, beats Ren 2-1, beats Taco 3-1, and then resets the bracket going 3-2, and then 3-0. The person who's Tororo, the person, I guess he never fought Tororo until the grand finals. So, because he lost to Taco. Oh, he beat Taco in the losers finals to get back into the grand finals.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was a fucking whole entire arc. Grand Blue, not a fun game to watch. That game got screwed. The only reason that game was there is because Evo owed Grand Blue one. They were like, this is your one? Because it was supposed to be Evo. Well, it would have been Evo 2020 if, like, pandemic didn't happen. And then because it has delay-based netcode, aka bad netcode for the uninitiated, the game kind of died on the vine. Like, it was fun to play locally the couple times I played it locally, but I remember buying that game, bringing it to the last Controllerize, forgetting it at Controllerize, having to go back and get it from Herb, because I just put it in his system and, like, left the case with him, and I'm just like, all right, if anybody wants to play it, just have at it. Because it was like the new fighting game, and I was the only one that had it that was there. So,
oh, I remember that day.
Yeah. And so, like, I left, and then I was like, let me go back and get it. Like, I could get it next week, but I want to play it this week. And then there was no next week. Time skip. But yeah, so Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, while I have a soft spot for it because I played the shit out that game, that was like my early pandemic game. That was like I have more than 50% of the trophies in that game. I remember I was like actually going for the platinum, but one of the things that I would have needed to get the platinum, like I tried having Angelina help me farm it, but it was like do everybody's like Skyward art like 10 times. And I was like, Angelina doesn't feel like attacking me, having me attack her, and then get down to the right health threshold and the right meter build up and do this 10 times.
You couldn't do that in training?
No, because you would have to, yeah. And like I could do it against CPUs, it would just take significantly longer. Like if I were to grind it, I'd like ideally would have been lab. Second most ideal would have been online. Third most ideal would have been in person. At that time. But yeah, so it was just like a trophy for like every character, and I only did it with like 3 or 4 characters of like doing their, I think it's called Skyward Bound art, but yeah. And to be fair, Gamera straight up murdered. Like the amount of times the round would end.
He looked unsatisfied the whole time too.
Yeah, he did.
That's the best part.
But like he would end the round using the Skyward. Like if he was at the right threshold and had the right meter build up, every time that situation was set up for him, he would do it. So it'd at least be flashy.
I just stopped watching it at that point. I was like, I don't know. This one's... The Grand Blue Finals was just kind of boring for me.
I played Skullgirls. So, like, I had Skullgirls up on my primary monitor, but I had Grand Blue up on my secondary monitor. And it took me a while to get to that because I'd try and have Discord on my second monitor and then Evo itself on my primary monitor. But once I fell into the groove of, like, PlayStation's up on primary monitor, most likely with Skullgirls open, and then Evo's on secondary monitor, just kind of going. And we were in Discord. Like, that was one of the things. Peak. We were all in the Discord call.
The Discord was definitely popping.
We didn't have Aber, which was sad. Like, apparently Discord on Xbox was just having a time over the weekend, so... I mean, yeah, it's still really early, but yeah, we didn't have Aber, but Aber would have been in there being a complete menace. Because there was like the combination of the commentators, us talking about it, the chat, and the crowd reactions. Like, there were some like really great moments, like nexuses of all of those things coming together. And just like, because in Melty Blood, I don't know the name of the character, but the character in Melty Blood that sets the table, every time because I think the winner used that character.
Oh, the maid?
Yeah.
yeah. That combo they had was fucking nasty. Just fucking, they set out the tea, and then they set out the table. It was, yeah. Check out that Melty Blood final.
Was it Hisui? Did Jing with the Hisui take it all?
I don't remember.
Is Melty Blood still on sale? A year
ago.
That Evo sale, I don't know. PlayStation really didn't capitalize. I'm like, PlayStation, you own Evo. Put the fucking fighting games on sale on PSN. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Fucking weird. That didn't make any sense to me. One thing I look forward to every year is the Evo fighting game sale. It's like I'm either going to get some DLC or I'm going to get that game that I've been waiting for.
It would have been this year if they had a sale. It probably would have been King of Fighters 15 or DNF Duel for me. Because those are like the two like newish fighting games that I just don't have. Because like everything PS4 generation. So like the PS5 generation, the only fighting game I have is Guilty Gear. And I guess
the King of Fighters announcements were pretty hyped too. They announced the new Garo Mark of the Wolves / Art of Fighting.
Yeah, they were like, this is greenlit. They were like, here's some concept art.
It's greenlit.
We're like,
okay,
you guys just decided 5
Mm-hmm.
minutes ago that this is going to happen, and you had some concept art laying around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's perfectly okay. And they also announced the Samurai Showdown team coming to King of Fighters.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hype. And they're adding the pirate chick, Dillinger, who's a fucking baddie. So that's 3 black women, at least, for King of Fighters 15. Fucking love to see it.
Love to see it.
It's almost like that was one of the things, like Madrid, you pointed this out early on, is that the fighting game community is really embracing and supportive of black men. And like you really saw, like pretty much every United States player was either a girl or a black man. And like it was really cool. And as the weekend went on, you realized, because between Skullgirls and Guilty Gear and just like the color, like having colorways that are black characters.
Yep.
Just out the gate and like consistently updating, like it'll be a new skin for fucking Beowulf, and Beowulf will just be a black dude. Unprovoked and fully accepted. Like it's so I was like, fighting games definitely are at the point that they're marketing to black people, because black people are going to like showcase their game. Like IDOM in the Street Fighter. Let me get the fucking Street Fighter tab. Can I make this bigger? Okay. That doesn't.
IDOM was going fucking crazy in the learners bracket, dog.
Hey.
That shit was wild.
IDOM entered.
Shouts out to him and using Laura. Let's fucking go. Laura means unite.
The Laura.
Laura means unite. Let's go.
Apparently, IDOM used poison at some point in the top 8.
Yep.
I just didn't see
it. Yes, sir. That's a brother with taste right there.
Okay, so looking at the Street Fighter top 8, I remember starting out, Gaichi-kun, like, beat Daigo first game, and I was like, wow.
First match, I was like, all right, maybe, okay. I was like, maybe Street Fighter is going to be popping this year. I'm going to watch what I can before I get to
Because honestly, 2019, Street Fighter closed everything out, and did Dragon Ball close everything out? I just remember Street Fighter.
No, Dragon Ball, 2019?
Yeah.
It was still Street Fighter. Street Fighter was like was it Smash?
I think Smash was the year before, and
I think it was the year before. Street Fighter was the last one, and then like Ever said, Fighters was like the second.
Oh yeah, Fighters was second to last. Now that I think about it, because we rolled into Street Fighter, and all the momentum of that Evo died immediately. It's like It's like it was the hype for Street Fighter 6. that like really had Street Fighter popping this year.
Yeah, I mean, no, those matches were good.
Those matches were really good.
Those were legit, like.
But I don't think. I think they were better matches because we were partied up, and the hype of Street Fighter 6 had all of us watching Street Fighter, because there were games where like Grand Blue, like all of us were watching Grand Blue, but Grand Blue didn't like. Outside of game era, like outside of that specific vertical, and that's how Street Fighter was. Like outside of Minot, I want to say in top 8, there was like that was a specific vertical in Street Fighter last year that I was interested in, but everything outside of that was just no. So. I'm just trying to go through the list of games. So we talked about Bridget coming to Guilty Gear. Tekken 7. They didn't announce shit, really.
No, we're getting Tekken 8.
No, we're getting Tekken 8. The Tekken 7 top 8 was fucking fire.
Okay, wait. That top 8 was hard. That was probably the best set of matches in the. I'm going to say this right now. Tekken 7 had the best top 8 out of Evo.
Tekken,
just off rip.
Tekken is the most Evo watchable game. Randoms can just watch Tekken because how Tekken is. Like the way Tekken is a spectacle, but a mechanical spectacle in a non-anime way. And I feel like that's why Tekken plays so well, because it's two people fucking fighting just straight up in a 3D plane. So like I feel like Tekken is
everybody's played Tekken at least once.
Yeah,
right.
There is also that. Like Tekken has been around for so long. Like people have played Street Fighter, but don't like. So almost everybody has enjoyed Tekken at one point.
But also,
or
like, in my opinion, UI wise, Tekken has the better viewer experience because outside of very few characters outside of the DLC
outside of everybody who has played. Yeah.
No, there was one guy. There was one.
Well, Arslan Ash used. She didn't have meter. Fuck. What's her name?
Wait, hang on. I can
like the only meter characters that were used was Akuma by Super
Zafina,
Akuma and Geese. Those were the only two, and only one player played each of them. Or did we have two Geese players?
So, to just do the top 8, number 1 was Knee. Knee played Fang. Number 2 was Khan. Khan played Geese. So we saw a lot of Geese. Arslan played Zafina. Is Zafina? I think is Zafina.
Zafina.
Is she DLC?
She's a DLC character, but she's from Tekken 6.
She's also a returning character.
John D. Ding. Or John Ding played Julia and Eddie in 4th place.
No meter.
Julia, that's my girl.
Right.
I like these are Korean names, so I really already apologize in advance.
Oh, it's Tekken.
These.
They have their own. The Koreans have their own move, the Korean backdash. Like
the only other group of people that I know that has a move is the Roman cancel. It's a Roman cancel.
I don't think that has anything
from Guilty
to do with Romans.
But that has nothing to do with the Romans at all.
That's just their naming convention. They got a move called a fucking dead angle. Like
I know a dead angle, but that doesn't target a group of people. So tied for 5th, we had Super Akuma who played Akuma, and we had Mayo L who played Geese. So already we have Geese twice and Akuma just in the top 5, in the top 6.
Top 8.
Well,
watching Geese fight Akuma in Tekken fucking top 8 on Evo is hilarious. It's like neither one of y'all niggas belong here.
Right.
But here you are.
Was that the first match? Was it?
I think so.
Khan versus Super Akuma. Yeah. So the first starting off Tekken top 8 was Geese versus Akuma, and the commentators are just like,
"Yep,
the 2D boys."
That's Tekken. Tekken. I'd love to see it.
Chris, I just want to bring you
Tekken's a good time.
To the thing. What's your favorite fighting game, Chris?
Mine? That's a good ass question.
I'm pretty sure it's Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Smash.
I was going to say Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur? Chris is also just really fucking good at Under Night. There was no Under Night representation.
He's good at Phenom. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, what was that one fighting game? Persona 3 or
Persona 4 Arena?
Yeah, on PS3. I'm talking about like this was 5 years ago.
Original Arena, OG Arena.
OG Arena. Me and Jalen were just throwing hands, and I'd never picked up that game, and that was a fun one. That's a good time.
Dragon Ball Fighters? Were you never at Madrid's apartment just playing Dragon Ball Fighters randomly?
Oh yeah, we threw hands.
Do you wait?
I mean, like Dragon Ball Fighters kind of.
I know Madrid asked you earlier, but do you have Dragon Ball Fighters?
Yeah.
digitally or physically? Well, you have a disc system, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
fucking matter.
either way, it doesn't matter.
All right, so when this next gen update comes out, you gonna throw hands with us? You gonna hop in?
Sure. I'm not gonna have all the new characters. I'm not gonna spend more money on this game.
That's understandable. I'm only missing one character.
Android 21. That's all that matters.
I got the one. I got Videl. That's really all I cared about.
I got Super Broly.
Hell yeah.
Super Broly. Just because I watched the Broly movie.
Actually, the other Broly's bigger.
Yeah, the other Broly is bigger than Super Broly.
Because he's also pumped full of hate.
Are you talking about like OG Broly when you first time you saw him in the anime?
Yep.
Yeah, that motherfucker. That's not Super Broly?
No. Super Broly is Broly from Dragon Ball.
That's just Angry Broly?
That's him in Dragon Ball Super.
And that Broly probably said like all of.
Oh my God, Chris, have you not seen the movie?
Which movie?
The Dragon Ball Super movie about Broly. I don't know what it's probably called Dragon Ball Super Broly, but
yeah.
I mean that's fair. Man. I think that I really do feel like the first Broly movie was Dragon Ball Z Broly.
Yeah, but this is Dragon Ball Super. It's
probably called
Broly.
The Legendary Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it was. That scrawny motherfucker got buff as shit out of nowhere.
This dude's buff the whole time though.
Yeah, Broly's buff and buffer in Super. Also, the drip in Super. I don't
want to get into Super. It does.
You don't have to watch it at all. But watching the Broly movie is like
watching the. I'm not Chris. In the call, in the Discord, in the PSN, in all of these places, I'm the person with the least Dragon Ball knowledge. And I've watched the entirety of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie and enjoyed it immensely. It was a great time. That was when Darren and Deontay came into Atlanta. They were at my house, and we were like playing some fighting games. We were doing some shit, and like somehow Dragon Ball came up, and I was like, "Yeah, like I had the movie, I just hadn't watched it." And they're like, "We're gonna sit down and we're gonna watch it." And Angelina baked cookies, and I sat there and watched the movie beginning to end with Darren and Deontay in here, and
that's cute as fuck.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was fun.
Yeah, I remember playing Tekken at Madrid's apartment. Like that was that trip was awesome.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a trip. It was just like a shake up of the average every day.
We did the like 24-hour stream.
Did we do that? Or did we
it was like 12
horribly fail
14. Shouts out to the Rupees.
Shout out to the Rupees.
I gotta call out the Rupees because I'm constantly getting slandered on their podcast. I don't appreciate it, and I'm like, all right, I'm coming on whenever y'all have me, King. And they haven't had me, so I'm gonna use my platform to slightly slander y'all. I love y'all, but fuck y'all.
Fuck podcast.
Fuck y'all.
Low-key podcast beef hops in the Discord call with them right after this.
Show us your robot dicks.
Show us your robot dicks.
Hold up your robot dick. Make sure it's bricked up.
Everybody put their robot dick in the air.
Pause.
For the audio listeners, I'm referencing a mic. Relax.
Don't relax. Do the exact opposite.
Go harder.
Right.
You don't tell me to relax.
Chris went. I had to go off.
We only got one note up here. Bricked up. Let's go.
I looked at the chat for a split second because I realized I haven't had the chat up in like forever. And then I look back and Chris is gone. And then Chris rolls in like, don't tell me to calm down.
Right. But I will say this. They did basically announce Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Basically, but not really.
No, it's not a Tekken 1 remaster because Kazuya got
it's not from why the fuck would you make a Tekken 1 remaster? That doesn't even make sense.
It's not a Tekken 1 remaster. It is Tekken 1 : remake, and then there's going to be Tekken 1 : rebirth, and then
no, stop.
No, Harada wouldn't do that.
Absolutely the fuck not. This game does not need a stupid ass.
Harada did go on stage to the commentators,
right?
Fucking jumping around, hyping them up, pushing them and shit, and then just left right after the announcement.
I think Tasty Steve was commentating the crowd because he wasn't like in the like stream commentators booth. And then, like, Tasty Steve shows up, and everybody's jumping and getting hype. And then Harada shows up, jumping with everybody, like, shaking people, and then leaves. Like, right after. So, trailer plays. It's, like, the end of Tekken 1 with Kazuya throwing Heihachi off the mountain, right? Yep. And so, in PS1 graphics, and then it shifts. And we have in Tekken 8 graphics, because it like zooms in on Kazuya smiling.
It's like the legendary, like it basically turned into a shit post when he just looks.
No, it's been a meme. It's been a shit post. It's been like, if you've been
that level of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Right.
So then trailer plays. It shifts to assumingly Tekken 8 Kazuya with his eye that he got in 4.
Yeah, he had cybernetic parts after being thrown into lava by Heihachi at the end of Tekken 4. Dark Resurrection.
The amount of PSP.
He tossed this nigga off a fucking cliff.
Bro,
he threw
their whole
one of the
family
endings, he throws him into
dynamic.
space.
That's their entire family dynamic. It's throwing your loved one.
I mean, shit.
That you
the end of Tekken 7 is your Heihachi fighting Kazuya, but you end up
the final time.
You get got. You know, so that makes sense that this game there's going to be a dead Heihachi.
Juwan,
but you got to set up the Gen Kazuya fight.
Like one of the most gold chat reactions we saw out of all of Evo. It's like, it's good seeing Smash Bros. Characters get their own games. Like, while this Tekken enough is going on.
That's perfect. That's what chat's for. That joke right there.
Yeah, shit like that is like why chat was one of the many layers of Evo we
right. New Tekken, new Fatal Fury, new Street Fighters.
Right. We got Kimberly officially announced and Jury.
Oh, the Urban Ninja?
Okay, I just want to say that they knew who their fan base was with that Yuri trailer. I'm saying. Dogs. Absolute fiends. I'm saying. You start off with the Akira slide. Look, I'm just saying.
Into her stepping on you with no shoes on?
Yeah, picking you up by the neck with the feet? Like, bruh, what you doing with them dogs? Them grippers? I'm just saying. They knew exactly. They're like, this trailer is specifically for foot fetishers, goth fetishizers, and violent women fetishizers.
Oh my god.
And I must say, we ate that day. We ate all that shit.
Hey, yo, I hope she plays closer to how she did in Street Fighter 4, because I fucked with that Yuri.
Oh yeah.
No, her in 5, I didn't enjoy it. I used my fucking fight money on that shit that I earned hard, and I was like, oh, I don't like her. What?
Yeah, V-Skill 2 was alright. V-Skill 2 was alright, but the one character that truly clicked for me in 5 was Lara.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Colleen also. I played her. I was like, this also makes sense.
Yes. And Karen, and Kareen.
Me with blondes in fighting games is just I don't fucking hate it, but I fuck with them all. It's crazy. I'm surprised we didn't get a Ken announcement though. But you know, I'll definitely take the Kimberly Jury announcement.
Wait, we already know Ken's in the game.
Right, but he hasn't had his trailer. They haven't showed any of his gameplay.
I mean, Ken's obviously
his character was just leaked.
The whole
we're not supposed to have seen that.
They were like, this is awkward. And that's why they got Kimberly out the way, because they saw people reacting to Kimberly. And they had to give the feet people what they wanted. Because, I mean, in Street Fighter, it's punch and kick.
You have to please the feet people.
You're either a puncher or...
They did get 3 buttons.
Right, feet do get three whole.
Feet get three buttons.
They get half your buttons.
Right.
Half your buttons of feet buttons. I need to get a 2-layered fight stick so like my hands are hitting the like punch buttons and my feet are hitting the kick buttons.
You just need that Striking Vipers expansion pass.
Oh no.
Oh my god. But also I want to say, didn't someone did really well in a fighting game with a Guitar Hero controller one year.
Oh man.
And another guy did it with
the pool shit post. Somebody, what game was it where they were pondering the fucking orb? What game was it? Somebody in one of the top 8, they had controller. A fucking like ball, a black ball that had buttons on it that was their fight stick. And we were like, yo, bro, it's pondering the orb. Oh my god. I'm going to just Google orb fight stick and hope that I find what I'm looking for. And it immediately got... So I did find like where they replaced the ball on top of it with an orb, like on top of the stick, on the fight stick with an orb. But I did not find the actual like black ball that the dude was just sitting with in his lap, just like in Evo Top 8.
Were there any other major announcements that we've missed from Evo?
We got Persona 4 rollback. We got Garu Mark of the Wolves.
We laughed at Umeshi, how Umeshi ended up winning Guilty Gear.
Oh yeah, shouts out to them. They won, and they talk shit about Overwatch. That's the game. They were like, yeah, I started playing Guilty Gear because Overwatch fucking sucks.
Oh, I missed all of that.
Damn.
Like, Guilty Gear happened too late for me to, like... And so the next day, it was recaps. But, like, the thing with the recaps throughout all of this is just not the same as sitting down live in the Discord watching the top 8s.
Right.
Like, any of the top 8s that I watched that weren't in that exact format, I, like, think lesser of.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think. Sam Show's getting either rollback or crossplay, one of the two. Rollback. What's getting crossplay? Something King of Fighters is getting crossplay?
I don't remember.
I think King of Fighters is getting crossplay. I know one, like, between Melty Blood's getting something. What's Melty Blood getting? More characters?
DLC, maybe?
I don't know. But no idea. As far as like the big announcements, I think we kind of touched on everything. We talked about a lot of the games and like the good top 8s. I definitely didn't get to talk about Skullgirls top 8. Skullgirls top 8. Sonic Fox took home the trophy. Top tier shit. Sharpie commentating throughout the entire thing. Top tier shit. Having the Evo stage just like out. At least on the PS4 and Steam version. I didn't play the Switch version long enough. I had my Switch in handheld mode because I was like, oh, I can play Skullgirls and have like one thing up, but it just wasn't it. It was what prompted me to have my PS5 on my primary monitor and Evo up on my secondary monitor with Discord. Like, I'd either major key, just because now this is going to be my go-to. When we're watching streams together in a Discord call, I have Discord on the right side and like of the screen, so I like snap them. Discord on the right side, Twitch on the left side in theater mode. And when shit starts popping off, hit F11, like be in the chat, like drop some emojis, do whatever. Hit F11 and it goes full screen with the chat, like top tier. 10 out of 10 would recommend every time. Like, I know this is probably, like, for people who, like, watch streams a lot, this is, like, child's play, but it's a major key. All right, so coming off of fighting games and going into other multiplayer things, because there's more to talk about this week than just Evo. But, you know, we used a substantial amount of the episode to talk about it. Splatoon 3.
Yeah. Splatoon 3 looks real good.
Yeah, Splatoon 3. The one thing I will say that I do not like is that everybody's saying that one character in the new group is black. That character is definitely Indian. That is a brown character.
Oh, with the big ass forehead?
Yeah.
I was so mad about that at first, but as a nigga with a big ass forehead, I was like, you know what? It is charming.
Scene.
It's kind of adorable in a weird, chaotic type of way.
Yeah.
And then everybody is loving the big man.
Yeah.
Just the fucking manta ray.
As we should. It's a giant manta ray.
That's true.
Named Big Man.
It seems like everybody's like, but we've known for a long time that Skullgirls has. Not Skullgirls. I was closing out tabs and Skullgirls just totally.
Splatoon 3.
Splatoon 3. Everybody knows they love Splatoon 3 for the characters. Like, Splatoon 2 is one of the best-selling Switch games. It's still in the top 10 best-selling Switch games, and Splatoon 3 is now a new entry point for people who didn't play Splatoon 2 to get in. And hopefully, like, I know I can't trust Nintendo, but hopefully the multiplayer lets us party up as a party of 4 and play against other people online.
I think they said that's going to be a thing now.
Okay.
Now, as far as voice chat, Nintendo
Discord.
app.
It's Discord.
The Nintendo voice chat app on your phone.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, fuck no.
The thing that's sad is Xbox has Discord. PlayStation's probably getting Discord. No fucking Ice Cube's chance in hell of the Switch getting it. The platform that needs it the most and would benefit the most from it. The one that doesn't have it built-in party chat, like
it's giving that energy of
for the past decade and a half.
Of like Nintendo's knocked down and they need some help up, and Discord's like, here you go, and they're like, no, get the fuck out of my face. I'll do it myself, and then they just slip and fall again. like you're roller skating. You're at a roller skating rink. You're ice skating.
It's Sideshow Bob in the front yard stepping on all the rakes.
Right. It's like, how do you have that many rakes? Like, I don't understand.
You don't even have that many leaves.
Right. You don't even have a lawn.
There were definitely more
party
rakes
chat
than leaves.
No party chat aside, though, Nintendo's actually having a really good year, like game wise. And then, like, especially what's on the slate for the rest of the year. It's like bangers, like Xenoblade 3 is reviewing really well. People apparently love it. Splatoon 3. It's about to slap. I'm gonna get that shit day one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry. Pokemon, it's coming. Like that's his own.
Yeah, Pokemon's just going to sell
cultural reset
for no reason, and like
people
are going to buy. It's going to sell copies and systems for no reason because it's
and Bayonetta 3
and yeah, like Nintendo's out here. Nintendo's really out here. The problem is all these games have to run on the Nintendo Switch.
They do have to run on the Switch. So
that is the fucking problem. If you had listed off all these games running on anything better, that'd be like 10 out of 10.
You got a Monster Hunter Rise situation where it's like, oh, there's the Switch version that you play with the boys, and then there's the PC version.
that I play by myself very seldomly, because if I'm going to be putting hours into Monster Hunter, I might as well be putting it into Sunbreak on Switch with my friends. Speaking of Sunbreak got an update. It dropped like within hours. They're like,
yesterday.
all right, the presentation is all. So it's a usual situation. I had this prediction, but it didn't line up mentally for me, but it worked out how I originally envisioned it. I'd remember during Iceborne, the stuff dropping while we were recording the podcast. Like, Sausage Eva dropped, Stygian Zenogre, Raging Brachydios, Furious Rajang. Like, anything that would drop for Monster Hunter World or Iceborne would drop on Wednesday nights while we're at Dead End, and like Jawan's in chat and playing them. I was like, but I think the reset for Sunbreak is Tuesday. Like, it doesn't they don't really have weekly things, but the reset is essentially Tuesday. So Tuesday during the day, we get a Sunbreak presentation. They announce, we already knew we were getting Lucent Nargacuga and
we getting loose
Seething Basil Geese, but now they announce, well, they're out, Silver Rathalos and Gold Rathian, which has me excited to fight Gold Rathian, because apparently they put her in the dirt, and Gold Rathian be fucking me up for no goddamn reason. There's a Gold Rathian that I need to go beat her ass in Monster Hunter GU. There was like a hunt with her and Zenogre. And like Zenogre's Zenogre. But Gold Rathian was just like, no, I'm gonna fuck your shit all the way. Fuck you. All the time.
Yeah, I'm excited to hunt the two of them. I really want that Gold Rathian armor, especially like for the dual blades, and it's gonna have it has chain crit.
I did finish I finished upgrading all the pieces to their max so I could equip them of like my actual like wide range free meal set. So I do have that set ready to go. I haven't been able to play, unfortunately, but it seems like the additions, because they added essentially augments to armor and weapons. And so they give you a reason to fight anomaly monsters. So I keep calling them anomaly monsters because Jawan calls them anomaly monsters. They're afflicted monsters. But the afflicted monsters, so there were some that were missing when you... What
are they afflicted with?
That's a spoiler.
Monkeypox.
Nope. Nope. But yeah, they added afflicted Lunagarin, afflicted Mitsuzune. I want to say afflicted Astalos, and like one more afflicted monster that was like a higher tier monster that just didn't have an afflicted form yet. So that was before we got this update. The end game grind was really glamour and like set building. So like glamour, they put just everything, like almost any armor set that I can picture of any quality from any of the Monster Hunter games I've played is in this. Like they have Yukumo, they have except for like there's not Ryu, there's not Aloy, there's not the crossover stuff. It has its own crossover stuff. The USJ stuff did come back from World, which I'm definitely using parts of that in my layered set. But now the endgame grind is for these augmentations, weapon and armor augmentations. I haven't been able to dive into the system yet, but from what it seems, like they gave you a reason to hunt afflicted monsters because you would need those parts to get the highest rarity version of every tree. So like my Gormagala sword and shield, for instance, I had the parts to make the Gormagala sword and shield, upgraded to its first upgraded form, and then the second upgraded form would require hunting afflicted monsters to get those parts. then it seems like augmenting is adding another layer of weapon customization, somewhat, like as far as like sharp. It's just watching videos on it because, like I said, I haven't gotten to play it. It seems like Safi Jiva in a sense, the way the Safi Jiva weapons work, but with every weapon in the game. Or every weapon that can get up to the rarity that you need. I think it's rarity 11 that you need afflicted parts for.
Right, so that's the dope thing about Sunbreak. There's an end game.
Yeah, there was an end game before,
roadmap.
and like now, and the content roadmap. Like, I'm excited for it, but I'm also ready for Sunbreak to end. I need Monster Hunter Paradise in my life. Yes, I'm aware that is a placeholder name, but it's a good-ass placeholder name. So I've been calling it Monster Hunter Universe. Monster Hunter Paradise is now my new stand-in. And Chris, you look confused, but Monster Hunter Paradise was... So the internet, the Monster Hunter community thought that, like... Because somebody was poking around in, like, the developer end. And on, like, the official Monster Hunter Discord, there was, like, some placeholder stuff for Monster Hunter Paradise, and so they thought, like, the community thought it was a leak confirming that the next game's called Monster Hunter Paradise, but it was actually just like, even the person who made that placeholder stuff said that it was placeholder. Like, it's not the title of the next game is almost guaranteed 1,000,000% not to be Monster Hunter Paradise, but now it is my default placeholder until we get the name of that game.
Cool. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I can't wait for that on the PS5. That's what I'm excited for.
It's gonna be great. Like, my cousin, Devs de la Internet, they've been playing Iceborne because they got a PS5. And not a PS5, a PS4, and has just been streaming. Like, randomly at 2 a.m, I'll get a notification that Desmond is streaming Iceborne. I'm like, all right, cool, you do you. And once they get PlayStation Plus, I'm definitely gonna hunt with them, and I'm down to carry, especially since I've been trying to get. It took a long time to get Desmond into Monster Hunter, but now that Desmond is into Monster Hunter and is at least cool with a few people in the Discord, like, yeah, we gotta have some fun. Because Iceborne's installed on one of my SSDs. So at any point, I could just, boot up Iceborne, have them fast-ass loading times, and play. There's still shit I gotta do. I gotta beat Juiced Elatrion, or like default Elatrion, non-nerfed Elatrion, and I gotta beat Fatalis. Those are the two things I haven't done. Extremith has been quelled. That was the one that felt like the final hurrah for Iceborne for me, but going back, last time we went back, we were fighting Elatrion, and like we were doing the thing. It's just Elatrion's hard. Like, it's a black dragon. It's hard as hell. Alright, so the reason that I haven't been able to play Sunbreak since it dropped yesterday is yesterday I went to an event held by the GGDA, which is the Georgia Game Developers Association. And that's another reason why... Oh, I don't even know if I made this analogy in the actual saved recording. In case I did or in case I didn't, fall into winter 2022 is mirroring fall into winter 2019, because fall, the first week of August 2019 was EVO, first week of August 2022 is EVO. Towards the winter, like, was the first time I went to a GGDA event, and like I met a lot of people at that. That's where I met Super Saiyan for the first time, or well, Alex of Super Saiyan Games, developer of Bakemono, which I finally got to play in person. Like, I haven't been able to get eyes on with that game because I haven't set up my Oculus setup, but got to play it.
If you have it, Oculus, definitely check that game out. It's pretty dope from everything I've seen.
If you have any VR headset, like if you got a Rift, you got a Quest, you got a... he had a Valve Index there. I think that's what I played it on, was the Valve Index. Also, the controllers on the Valve Index do a lot. And also, it's really hard having somebody explain controls to you in VR when you can't see the... Because he was like, hit the A button. And I'm like, my thumb's hitting where I feel like the A button should be, but I probably am not pressing the A button.
That might have been the Y button or the circle.
Who knows?
Or the box, you know?
The cross.
Could be the squiggly.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so it was really interesting going to the GDA event. There was a panel that was streamed out. It's actually like archived, available on their Twitch channel. One of the people on the panel was Bob Carter, who's somebody I really want to get on the podcast. He's like a voice actor in a lot of video games and a lot of anime, and like he's into games and anime. And so like you'll be talking to him and he's like, I'm whichever character from Mortal Kombat, which I thought it was Kung Lao, but I had Bob Carter, Mortal Kombat. Shao Kahn. So he's Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that's cool.
And Baraka, apparently. So yeah, it's really cool. I met him also at the first GDA event I went to, but like it was really cool getting his perspective and being able to talk to him. Like now, what, 2.5 years later in my podcasting career, like in a spot where I'm really trying to get into the games industry like more seriously, and like it was really cool to be able to talk to him. They had people like one of the first 200 people to use Unity ever on the planet was there. And I got to talk to him about how he had an interview at Nintendo like in the 90s, so that was really cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
OG.
And then
very, very cool.
There were the one thing that I did really appreciate is there were a bunch of black indie devs that were there that just had like small game, like the results of game jams. Also, the amount of game jams that happen in Atlanta, and I've never been to one, I need to change that. But there were like the products of a bunch of different game jams, and the people are just there with their laptop. They're like, here, test out my game. And so like I played like a 2D hack and slash, very rudimentary, and like I realized I don't know what to say to indie developers when I test their games, because I'm impressed like the entire time. Like I know that you guys have abilities and have skills and have talents that I just don't have in my current state. Like you can make a game. You have made a game, and that game is playing on your laptop right now. I
mean, the best thing you can tell them is like what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. I was like, it's good. The one that I did play that was probably the best, like it was actually like a game. Like it had beginning, middle, end. Like it was 3 or 4 stages. Nothing crazy, like probably 1 enemy per stage, and you just kind of... It had a Hollow Knight kind of art style, but the developer... the developer said, like, yeah, I've gotten a lot of Hollow Knight comparisons, but wasn't inspired by Hollow Knight, didn't, like, play Hollow Knight before making the game. It's just it gave very Hollow Knight vibes.
And, you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, they had
People
a
be on the
plush
same wavelength
of their main character that was just like on the table. They're like, and this is our main character, and gave me the character name, but I totally didn't remember it. But I definitely reached out. It's not Steve. Good try. Not Steve.
I tried.
Yeah. But the reason I initially approached that person is because they had I thought it was Grahatia as their wallpaper, but it was their Warrior of Light, which is a Mikote with red hair, holding the crystal Exarch's hand. So, but like the
It look exactly like, hand. But we're not the same.
It's not Grahatia. It's my Warrior of Light, and like I can appreciate it. Not all Veras look the same. A lot of the females do use the exact same hairstyle. It's just because it's the best hairstyle.
Right. I have a Vera in the back burner that I just haven't.
I have a Mikote that's still out there.
I did, but they're gone. I don't know what happened.
My current Vera started through a Realm Reborn with Mikote, and then became a Vera.
Yeah, my character's still one of them elves.
When I beat Realm Reborn and I knew I was in it, I was like, yep, making this character hot.
I'm slick waiting for them to make the female lion niggas.
Yeah, I could see that next expansion, no problem.
I'm all for having, you know, each class should have, well, each race should have, you know, its respective
right, because
genders.
14 is the first time we've seen male Veras, right?
Yep.
So,
I mean, shit, even that took another expansion.
Right, yeah.
Right.
That's what I was like, y'all not going to introduce the lions? The lion chicks?
Right.
They got to pace this out. They're running out of races.
No, they're not. They can start giving us beast people. At least a couple of them.
They've expended on so many of the beast tribes. That's the thing, is they probably wouldn't give you the opportunity to play as any that they've used as an NPC tribe. And so they've expended quite a few.
What race isn't? No, okay, the monkey. They haven't had the monkey people.
Oh, I'd be down.
Just like yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's another Final Fantasy race somewhere. Probably.
Yeah, like drop the whatchamacallit from 6.
The Foul Sea.
Yeah,
the
no.
Sea.
No.
Super fucked up if you could just make a Lassie.
Oh my god.
Or a Falsey. A Falsey would be hilarious if
I was literally thinking like that shit was like a fucking file in the goddamn laptop. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I don't understand that game. What race from 6 were you referring to, Jalen?
I think it was Espers, whatever Terra was.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be visually distinctive from.
No, when she actually, those.
When she goes berserk mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, she becomes like green or whatever. You visibly look like you're not human.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've been going long even in this second part of the recording. Still very sad about that first part we missed. At least we caught it relatively early, and we were able to cover all the stuff.
Shouts out to Oninor.
Right. Because if it weren't for that, we would have kept going, and it would have been way worse. So 20 minutes lost is a lot better than... Because we've been live for an hour 42 minutes, so... It's way better than losing all of that.
That's true.
So anybody got one more thing? Mine will be Watch Primal on HBO Max.
I did play the first mission from the Diofeild Chronicle demo.
Yeah, I downloaded that, and I'm super interested to take a look. I just didn't have time after I got home, but before we started recording today. But yeah, it's installed on my PS5, and it is top priority. That and Sunbreak are my top two priorities to play this week.
It was definitely cool. The 2D, like all of the like hand drawn art is just fucking phenomenal. But that's par for the course for Square. So
yeah, and apparently
nothing major to see there.
And apparently, so Jawan was talking about it in the Discord because I was just like, I downloaded it, but I was like, I didn't have time to play it, so I was just asking if anybody had played it, and Jawan said, "Quote." Man, it's giving Fire Emblem, but PlayStation. So far, I like it, and these haptics. Also, I like the art style. Oh yeah, this is 1000% PlayStation Fire Emblem. LOL. Yeah, if you like Fire Emblem, this game is for you. So,
yeah, it's the thing is that the combat is kind of active too. Like with you, like sending your units forward, it kind of gives like mobile game. Like, when you send a unit out and then you just watch them walk over, and like the gameplay is still moving during that whole time too. But like I said, only did the first mission. The enemies didn't really do shit but sit there, and they attacked you when you started attacking them. So it's cool. I mean, it's a demo, so you should definitely check it out. And there's one more thing. There's a glitch with Apex. The new season came out yesterday too, which is actually fun. But the glitch is basically characters are dropping in with other characters' abilities. Yeah. So I saw a Loba that had the Revenant little arm shoot ability, and it looks fucking cursed. There's a Gibby that had Valk.
I also saw a what's the new guy? Newcastle with Mirages. That was dumb.
Like, people are complaining about it, but I think that shit is fucking funny.
Honestly, it should be a game mode. Honestly, it should be a game mode. That would be hilarious.
Might be a game mode they were working on and just went to, like, they're like, oops, we accidentally pushed this to the live server, but now that people are saying we should make it a game mode, good thing we were testing it.
I mean, they already said it was a bug and they were investigating it, so I'm not entirely sure on that.
It could just be a fucking bug. That is hilarious though. Like, how does that shit happen?
And
it was something to do with the login, with the character select screen.
Just
if I remember them
for anybody interested, the Diofeild Chronicle demo is up on Steam, PSN, eShop, and Xbox Live. And any progress you make in the demo, you can carry on into the full game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just standard fare at this point, it feels like.
It's standard fare for Square, but just in case, like, what we were saying about the game has anybody interested, there's a free demo to play, and, like, it's not a demo where, in pretty much everything but Square games, where you play a certain section of the demo, and then you have to replay that in the full game. So, free chunk of the game. All right, so remember, you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Anton603X's. Chris, where can people find you?
You can find me at Chef and Chris.
Jalen.
Squid Bishop.
And Trid.
Wagon X.
Also, thanks for dropping a new episode of Three Piece. I haven't been able to listen to it because...
Don't worry, there'll be another one.
Time has
probably tomorrow.
I look forward to it. I'd like to see it. I hope it happens. This has been a Know It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. Until next time, keep it cheesy.